Did I ever tell you the story of Joe? What was his last name? Joe Dots or Dats, Datz, I think. Man, I wonder if this guy's alive. I used to caddy with this guy. I know what I'm about to say. You're going to say there's no way this happened, but it did. So Joe Dats, he was a friend of mine in school. He was also a caddy at the Huntington Crescent Club. He was one of these kids. He was one of the Vietnam kids. When I was growing up, a lot of especially Catholic families in my neighborhood. Let me try to get the boombox out of the way so you can see lightning strikes better. All right. He was adopted by a Catholic family. A lot of these kids from Vietnam, they needed a place, to call home. They needed a family. And growing up on Long Island, a lot of especially. Whoa! Did you see that lightning strike? I just saw it flash off the windows. I didn't see that one. So a lot of families would adopt the Vietnam kids. Excuse me. Holy crap! I'm trying to calm down, but the wind is brutal. So he didn't speak much English when he first came to America, and he learned his English. And we had another kid like that. He would walk around. All right, I know him all over the place. I'll bring it together. It might be hard today. All my skills are going to be needed here. We had another kid, Vietnam kid, started in, I think, seventh grade, let's say. Didn't speak one word of English. Walked around with one of these translation books. And that's how he would communicate. Fast forward 5-6 years later, when we graduated, he was one of the top students in the entire school and could speak English way better than me, way better. And he started by walking around with a book just to get by. Anyway, but that's not Joe Dats. So Joe Dats was a friend of mine. He was a caddy, and we were caddying during a storm like this. All of a sudden, the storm kicked up. We're out there. We're about 6 holes into the loop. And the story goes, when the lightning hit, you got the hell off the golf course because the lightning strikes were scary. And they did happen from time to time on this particular golf course. So I don't remember exactly what I did with my loop, but we knew we had to get the hell out of this storm, right? The story goes, I don't think there were any real eyewitnesses except for the golfers and Joe Dats and the caddy he was with. But there was absolutely evidence about what I'm about to say. So his loop, they decided they were going to try to stick it out and continue playing golf. They're on the, 7th hole. And when you're a caddy, you do what's called four caddying. So what that means is you go about 100, 150, 200 yards down the fairway. And so when they hit their tee shots, you can see where they go. And did you see that one? We got more lightning strikes coming through. The next band of weather's coming through. So Joe Dats is in the middle of this thunderstorm. It's raining cats and dogs. It's just nuts. And his golfers are on the tee box, they're trying to stay protected, however they were doing. I don't know. Like I said, I wasn't there for the details, but I know this much. Joe Dats is under a tree that we've all been under a million times to 4 caddy on the 7th hole at the Huntington Crescent Club. And the lightning strikes were so crazy. He's under the tree. A lightning strike hit the fucking tree that he was under and split it. Now, I can make the story great by saying split in two, but I guess you would say that if you were writing a movie. But the lightning hit the tree that Joe Dats was under. He comes back to the main area like he saw effing ghost. He tells the story. The storm ends up blowing through like I think this one's gonna. And so then a bunch of us went out there there's no way. He's making this shit up. And we go to the 7th hole where we all have hung out to 4 caddy with our golf balls, waiting for our stupid golfers to hit their tee shots. And sure enough, this tree had major damage from a lightning strike. And my old friend Joe Dats was underneath that tree when it happened. Oh my God.